Hello, Kelly Bear here. Welcome to my channel. I am with you today for a deck walkthrough, as you'll see from the title. I wasn't going to do a deck walkthrough of this. There are some out there. I know that Saturnarium has a walkthrough of this deck, but I've had a number of people ask me if I'll be doing a walkthrough of it after I posted a little picture of it, just freshly, the box freshly opened. Well, I had opened it and I had taken off the cellophane and then took a picture because the cellophane was really shiny when I was trying to take a photo of it. Anyway, that's all boring information you don't need to know. But yeah, so people were like, oh, I haven't heard of this deck before. Could you do a walkthrough? Or some people have already said, wow, I didn't know this deck existed. I went and checked it out and now I've ordered it. So a couple of people have already done that as well. One of my friends, Lisa, has done that. And actually, Matt Oren was like, how did I not know this deck existed? Obviously I need to own it. I'm like, yes, you do. Also, I was a bit like, it is the Matt Oren. I had a bit of a fangirl moment. So yeah, it's the painkilllers. So, Les Dinosaurs de Marseille. It's going to be one of those videos with the annoying. I did consider doing a top-down video with my phone, but my phone isn't fully charged. I'm tired. I cannot be bothered with setting it up, and I'm really bad with top-down videos. They're always a hot mess. So like, we're just doing it in a way that is easier, but also not easier because the camera never like bloody focuses properly. So this is by Anastasia Kashian or Kashian. This was first created in 2018. I found this on Etsy. I can't remember where I first saw this deck. I do remember it when it was sort of floating about a couple of years ago, or maybe it was last year. And I was like, oh, a Marseille that is dinosaurs. I can't remember when it was though. Maybe it was 2020. I don't know. But yeah, it's been on my radar. And then yeah, like I said, Saturnarium received it as a gift, and I was like, oh yeah, this deck, because I keep sort of forgetting that it existed because object permanence, what even is that? Yeah, and then I was just browsing last weekend. I was browsing Etsy for Marseille decks, seeing if there was any cool other like indie Marseille, because there's some really good ones. I know Ash Estrella's current run has sold out, I believe, and she's going to be redoing that slightly and re-releasing it in a few months. I'm hoping to get a copy of that because that's stunning. That's been on my radar for a few weeks. And then also the Taroki 23 by Midnight Tarot or Tarot Midnight, I can't remember. That's stunning. I saw Tom Benjamin sharing that one. Oh my god, stunning, gorgeous peach color in that just really, and the faces are really funny. So those are already like favorited on my Etsy favorites. And then I saw this pop up and it said UK, and I'm like, what? I didn't realize this was a UK deck creator. So I immediately went on to the Etsy listing. It was a really reasonable price. It was £35 with £5 postage and packaging, which of course, because it's quite heavy, I was like, count me in. I've got my Christmas and birthday money put into my account now. I am ready to rock and roll. And yeah, it was like it was an a impulse purchase in the moment, because I wasn't planning to buy a deck or buy this particular deck, but also not because it's been on my radar and it's one that I have wanted. So I just didn't realize I was going to be buying it last Saturday, and it arrived really quickly. It arrived on like Wednesday or Thursday, so it arrived within like 3 or 4 days. It's got a little white book, a little chunkier than just sort of some of the little white books you get. And the thing that really got me though with this was the write-up on the Etsy listing. I just have to read it. I forgot to actually get it prepped, so I'm just going into my Etsy account now so that I can find the listing to read it for you, because it's so fun. I love it when creators have a sense of humor about their products. So, and then I kind of wanted the deck anyway, but reading the Etsy listing kind of sold it for me. So here we go. Dinosaur de Marseille. the first tarot de Marseille with dinosaurs in. Probably the only complete tarot with dinosaurs in. If you love dinosaurs, love tarot, love the tarot de Marseille, or just Marseille curious, have children or grandchildren, are a child or simply childish, have you ever been frightened by pip cards, or want some ancestral guidance from a lot further back, this deck is for you. Or for someone you know, the odds are high. This edition also contains a little white book, short enough for a Brontosaurus to read, and 18 extra cards, which means it is quite definitely the first Minchiati deck with dinosaurs in, from the Italian Minchiateo, meaning to have a lot of extra cards. No, really, Google it. Comes in a gorgeous, sturdy 2-part box, printed on 350-gram linen finish card. I mean, so yeah, I love that. Probably the first tarot de Marseille with dinosaurs in, probably the first complete tarot with dinosaurs in, and then obviously she says probably the only Minchiati with full Minchiati with dinosaurs in. It just really tickled me. So I was like, count me in. Shut up and take my money, as the saying goes. Is that a Simpsons thing? I can't remember anymore. My memory is absolute bobbins these days, as I continually say, but it really fucking is terrible. The brain fog is real. Okay, just a note. Oh, that's so much better. I was like looking through a literally foggy looking lens. I have a cup of tea. I haven't like actually looked through all of these cards yet, and I've only very quickly looked at like literally 2 listings in this, and so I've had this for like 3 or 4 days, but I didn't want to look through it. I wanted to like properly see it as I unbox it. I have seen Saturnarium's walkthrough from that she did last year, but it was a few months ago, and like I said, my memory is absolute shite. So this is a Minchiati. It does have a bunch of extra cards, and we can identify them via the books. I'm super grateful for this. So it is all dinosaurs, and it is all dinosaur breeds. So I'm not going to know all of these dinosaurs. I was much more aware of dinosaur names when I was a kid. I was one of those kids, nerdy kids that like dinosaurs, but I sort of grew out of it quite quickly, quite young. But I still love dinosaurs. Like, I remember going to see Jurassic Park at the cinema back in 1993. It was such a moment. The cinema was packed. The CGI was like nothing we'd ever seen before. It was such a rip-roaring ride. That film, oh my god. The Jeff Goldblum of it all, and Sam Neill, like, I love Sam Neill. I have always had a crush on Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum. So seeing them all, like them both in the same film, was like a lot for me. And then Laura Dern is like so beautiful. Anyway, it's a bisexual dream, that film, as well as having dinosaurs in. Anyway, what even am I going on about? So yeah, I've seen the 3 OGs, like the tangent, sorry, kind of relatable though, because dinosaurs. I've seen the following sequels to the original Jurassic Park film. I have not seen the more modern films. Apparently the latest one is utter trash, but I just cannot with Chris Pratt. I just can't. The guy, I just know, like, from what I hear about him as a person, he just sounds awful. Actually, I just find him really annoying. I find his face annoying. The only reason he works for me as Quill in the Guardians of the Galaxy is that his character is a fucking ass, and so I can buy into it, right? I'm like, yeah, I hate Chris Pratt, and Quill's a dickhead. This is fine, but I don't know if he's a likable character or meant to be a likable character in the new like Jurassic Park films, and I'm just like, I just can't. I just don't want to have to spend any more time looking at his face and dealing with his like whatever that is in my life, so I just haven't watched them. If you think that they're worth watching, let me know and I will check them out, because dinosaurs. But yeah, the Chris Prattness of it all just puts me off. I just can't with him. Do you see other folks? Like Jude Law is another one for me. Like I will watch Jude Law films with him in, but like the older I get, I just don't. I've never liked him. It's probably to do with the like run-in Camden Town with him back in the late 90s, early noughties as well. Like he was so up himself, but I just don't like him. I don't like his face. That's why The Holiday, I just can't. I've watched it for the first time the Christmas before last. Obviously Jack Black is, like, the storyline is better, and it's got him and Kate Winslet, and Kate Winslet is fucking awesome. But like ew, I just don't like Jude Law. I'm like, why he's so blah. Anyway. I just don't. And now another tangent. I'm rewatching the X-Files, and I was watching an episode on Friday whilst I was sewing, and baby 26-year-old Jack Black shows up, and I'm like, I remember this episode. He is so cute. I can't even deal. I'm also a Jack Black fan. I love him. He's so cute. That man would get it. Oh my god, I love him. He's hot. Don't care what anyone says. No fat phobia here, please. Jack Black stan here. Love him. Anyway, I was meant to be showing this deck, and I am like waffling on, which I should. I'm 10 minutes in. I'm gonna have to definitely put chapters so people can be like, fucking get on with it and get to the cards, because this is a chunky chunk. Look at the fucking size of this. So what? It's 18 extra cards. So it's 98. 96 cards. Oh, I forgot to show the back, which has been done in the style of a traditional Marseille, but make it dinosaurs. Oh, I love it so much. This is like, I can't wait to read with this. This is also while I'm making this video, I'm like, I have to do it now because I need to read with this and like the Tarot Gulliver right now. I'm really on a like hardcore Marseille tip at the moment. So we've got the Brontosaur as the Pipesse. I've been slowly rereading the Noah of Ben Dobbs, the open reading. And like rereading it, it's really funny because chunks of it are highlighted, and then I've like written in the margins because I just do that with my books. And like I'm like so annoyed at some bits, or so confused at some bits, and I'm like highlighting it and then like writing in the side, what the fuck is this shit? Like, obviously I don't agree with everything in that book, clearly, or any book usually. But yeah, I love some bits of it and then vehemently dislike other bits of it. Overall, I think it's a really great book to read if you want to read Marseille, but like I definitely don't fully, and a lot of that is to do with, gender binaries and just weird sort of assumptions about other things, not necessarily gender, but like just assumptions about the tarot or about people, I don't know. But yes, it's still, it sounds like I'm hating on Noah Benioff. I'm not. I think he was a really excellent tarot reader and tarot teacher. Please do, if you're interested in Marseille, do pick up a copy of that book. It is very worth your time. But also be aware, I think that's with any... So I'm going to just talk while I show the cards. Because do you know what? There's no way I'm going to be able to pronounce all these fucking dinosaur names. The Hadrosaur. The Baryonyx is the Hermit. But yeah, I'm just going to keep talking while today. I think if you're reading any book about tarot or any book about witchcraft or any kind of particular topic, I think it's very important to be thinking critically, and that it's okay to question new information that you're receiving. You don't have to agree with everything in a tarot book or a witchy book. You can find your own way, but I think it is important that you do read fairly widely. I do know some people that go, oh, I just have one tarot book and I don't have any other tarot books or read any other tarot books because I don't want to get overwhelmed. And there is a happy medium between there, folks. I think just relying on one tarot book, and I don't mean like a guidebook that came with it. Well, I mean some tarots obviously, like, this is so good. I love this. Look at the bits of dinosaur bones. Oh my god. There are sorry, the temperance makes me laugh. There is an in-between, right? Because some tarot decks do come with really great chunky guidebooks. I always hear great things about the Tarot of the Vampires by Ian Daniels. Apparently the book with that is really good. I don't own that deck. I feel like the days that one day I probably will. I've resisted so much to be such a typical goth and own that deck, but like I may give in eventually because so many of my friends really love it. So maybe I'll just have to give it a go. It's not really my like goth aesthetic. It's a bit too cheesy for me. I do prefer Le Tarot Interdit Vampiria, the French deck that I have, and it's a Pip deck, so obviously I'm more inclined to read with it because it is Pip. And you know me, I'm a Pip girl these days, or Marseille, as you clearly me showing another fucking Marseille deck. But this was like a Christmas slash birthday present because I used my Christmas and birthday money to purchase this. So Merry Christmas slash Happy Birthday to me again. This is what I love about when I say to family and friends, mostly I will give them lists that they can buy things off of, but if they would like to give me money instead, or vouchers, or give me money, as my mum will usually get me some things off my list and give me money, so that I can buy things that I really, really want throughout the year, because I know there's usually decks coming up or books coming out that they can't get for me in the moment, but that I will want later down the year that I won't treat myself to, because I'm like, well, I should be spending my money on things that I need, not things that I want. So I really appreciate that they've like agreed to like be like, yeah, we'll give you some money to spend however you wish. But yeah, so some tarot decks. This is the Fool, I believe, paleontology, because I can't, or maybe this is the Fool. No, this is the Fool. So this is the Judgment then, I guess. Oh, this will be Judgment. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting mixed up. Paleontology, because the Judgment, this is from the looking at dinosaur bones from the past, and obviously paleontologists have often they've put bones, skeletons back incorrectly, or have, you know, obviously that's what happens with science. More information comes to light, more fully formed bones, remains are found, or fossils are found, and so they'll be able to create a better picture. Now we know that a lot of dinosaurs were actually feathered rather than scaly, which is really interesting. And you know, names of dinosaurs has evolved, and the way that, you know, that they appear. Like, I think the Brontosaurus was probably was it the Brontosaurus? Was one of the dinosaurs that now is quite different to the way that it was. It's like wild looking at Victorian engravings, plates and pictures of dinosaurs, and seeing how now we have so much more information, how they've been updated. It's fascinating, but it's an evolving science, right? An evolving science. That wasn't meant to be a joke. But anyway, as I was saying, I have to say, when this, don't be alarmed, but if you do pick up this deck, it's you get the triumphs, the majors at the front, like most. You get the extra cards at the back, which makes sense, but the kings always come at the front before the ace of each suit. Like, I thought I had kings missing, but it wasn't. They were like in a weird order. It must be to do with the way that it's print and cut and put together by the printers. So I did put this in order before filming, just FYI, in case you're like, mine didn't come like that. I switched it up. I put the kings in their correct place. And I believe this is meant to be the Fool. So I'm just going to read from the book for this one, just to see. And then I'm going to carry on my thought about the books. I'm all over the shop today. Sorry, I'm like on strong painkillers because I'm on my period, and I'm like really quite tired as well. And I'm like, I'm way more squirrely when I'm tired and on strong painkillers. So this is the thing, right? I know people are like, I just want to see the cards. Do you know what? There are other people that just show the cards. You're kind of here for like a weird, rambly side quest, infested, what have you, when you click on one of my videos. And I have tried to make just simple, straight, top-down videos, or simple, straight, just show the cards and get on with it videos. And it's really difficult for me to like wrangle my squirrel brain, and that's just not who I am. So if you don't like those kinds of videos, don't watch. I won't be offended. It's absolutely fine. Not everyone is for everyone, and I never take it personally. Obviously, there's no need to like some people will feel the need to write a comment underneath about like, oh, I didn't like this and you should do this and you should do that, and it's like, bitch, calm your tits. Like, if you don't like it, just stop the video. You have the power to then go and find just a straightforward walkthrough if that's what you like. You don't need to be like complaining that you hate my personality. Like, trust me, no one is harder on themselves than I am, okay, about the way that I am. And a lot of it is probably to do with neurodivergence, which is not much I can do about it at the moment. Like, so if you hate that, that's fine, just you don't need to tell me. Wow. Who pissed in my cornflakes this morning? I did not have cornflakes. I had chocolate chip waffles with like custard and bananas and chocolate caramel syrup, because the uterus demands its sacrifice. Anyway, Oh, this, I think this might be like the happy squirrel, but it's not. The happy squirrel. Where is the, we've got the world, the judgment. Oh, hang on. Where is the fool? Le Mat, the fool. Oh, I'm wrong. I am wrong for a change. This, no. Le Mat. Dinosaur. Where is it? I don't know if I've got the fool card. This one at the end is the, I think is the happy squirrel. I'm glad I checked this because you're saying with me. Unless the front, the very last and the very first cards are mixed up. I'm so confused. The Minchiati, extra cards, the planets, seasons of life, virtues, the humours, the happy squirrel. Where is my fool card? I don't think I have a fool card. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's right, yeah. It's right at the end of the King of Fossils. So yeah, they are in like a weird jacked up order, FYI. So I know that was all a blot and a bit chaotic, but actually I'm going to leave it in the video. I'm not going to cut it out because you are able to see for yourself that this is not, don't panic. Get your towel and don't panic. Everything is there. So the happy squirrel should be right at the back. So it is the happy squirrel. I just wanted to check that. I was like, I'll cut this out, but no, I'm not cutting out. Anyway, I showed you, here's the fool. I love that, like, the dog that would traditionally be the dog is just like a smaller little baby dinosaur. And look, we have our feathered dinosaur. Beautiful, very parrot-like. So, and then we had paleontology, and now we have the Diplodocus, I guess, as the world. And lots of the fabulous dinosaurs in each corner instead of our traditional characters that we usually see. Oh my god, this is such a hot mess. You're either in it or you're not, right, folks? This is such a weird video. If this is your first video watching me, you're going to be like, what even is this woman's energy? I don't even fucking know. I don't want my tea to go cold because ew. Okay, so we have ferns. Oh shit, I forgot to check. I'm still not quite sure with what the the suits, the pips. Meow. Don't film videos when on strong painkillers. Strange painkillers, strong painkillers. But you know, otherwise I can't function because my uterus is not being cuterus. It feels like it's like, otherwise it feels like it's trying to like claw its way out of my body, which is, you know, a thing. Ace of Ferns. So ferns are the realm of ideas, words, and abstract thoughts. So clearly they are our swords. Meow. So we have a little dinosaur claw reaching out with the fun, and then we, you know, the rest of it is very Marseille. It does put me in mind that sort of sketchy style of the Marshmallow Marseille. It has that vibe, but make it dinosaurs and like more like muted, strong tone colors. The Two of Ferns. So obviously we have to make it relevant to the dinosaur world, but then we do have dinosaurs in crowns and robes. But you know, I can go with it. It's like an alternate universe of fancy anthropomorphized dinos, and I'm into it. We have the three. I love that we also, instead of the flowers with the ferns, we're getting, because the ferns are, you know, plant material, we're getting some flowers at the top there, but then we're also getting these little baby dinosaurs, triceratops. No, not triceratops, fuck me. What are the ones? Pterodactyls. They look a bit like pterodactyls. Come on, camera. I swear to God, this camera drives me bananas. Oh, well, that's just gonna have to do. Apologies. Apologies. I love the dinosaur at the top of this. Look, just like, just stretched out. Look at the little one at the bottom, looking up. Oh my God, I love this already. I love it. I love it. It's giving me cute aggression. It makes me think a little bit of the Tarot Serene, the sister deck to the marshmallow, where it's got all those like wiggly little sea snakes and things in. Oh, I was meant to be talking about books. So yeah, I have seen some people say that they will rely on just one tarot book, whether that is a nice chunky guidebook that comes with their deck or decks or whatever, or like one guidebook that they have bought separately, whether that be, you know, like 78 Degrees of Wisdom or, you know, what the fuck is tarot, whatever it is. And then I see other people that have 12 million books. Not talking about myself. Actually, I don't have as many tarot books as you would think, really. I think, yeah, and I did get rid of some back in the mid-90s, mid-noughties, when I sort of fell out, got into my like super hardcore, skeptical, scully, atheist phase. But, and some I wish I hadn't got rid of, and some I'm glad I got rid of because they weren't that good. I could always have more books. And then that can get overwhelming, right? So I think when someone starts to learn tarot, I always say, you know, if your deck doesn't come with a really good guidebook, get one really good chunky guidebook and then one really good workbook. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, I love it. And then maybe one medium-sized or small-sized sort of book that just has meanings in that you can quickly jump into. And a notebook, so you can journal and write your own, eventually write your own little white book. Which I think most of us end up doing, don't we? Or is that just me? I'm sure I've seen other people sort of, we love notebooks, right? Notebooks and journals. I don't journal every reading I do. But over the years, I've definitely sort of filled my fair share of notebooks and journals and binders with meanings of decks and just the cards overall. This king, his face looks a bit like emu. So yeah, that's the suit of ferns. We have the Amennonites. No, I'm saying that wrong. Amennonite. Am I thinking of Mennonites as in the Mennonites? Ammonites. That's the one. Isn't there that film, The Ammonites, about that woman that used to collect fossils and she was really important? I think she was based in the UK woman, English woman. And there's like a sapphic like subplot or something. I should watch that. For reasons. Anyway, but I think there's somewhere. Let's get into these. These are obviously going to be the pentacles. I'm assuming because also. So I think there's a happy medium. I think that's really good to get started. And then once you're like really over, you've worked through the workbook, you've maybe listened to some podcasts. You know, one that we always mention as tarot readers that listen to podcasts will often mention, and I'm going to be really stereotypical, is Tarot for the Wild Soul by Lindsay Mack. Has she renamed that? I can't remember. I've not listened to it for a wee while because I know she had a break because she had a kid, and I don't think I've listened since she had her baby. And then, you know, Fortune's Wheelhouse is another good one with T. Susan Chang and what's her name? M.M. Moline, who created the Rosetta Tarot and the Tabula Mundi Tarot. That's a really, really good tarot. Even if, because I know they, you know, mostly fuck with Thoth, but I really do think, just generally, it's a really good tarot podcast. There's a few others that I listen to on and off. Again, I really do. People keep saying you need to do a tarot, you need to do a podcast Rex video. I will do, but I keep finding new ones, and so I'm like, but if I make, you know, I will do it eventually. These are so cute. Oh my God. But yeah, I think there's a happy medium to be. Can I finish a thought? Clearly not. I think once you've sort of au fait with, you know, your tarot book that you already have, and you've worked through the workbook with whatever system that is, I think it's good to then buy like another 1 or 2 tarot books and read through them and see what you think. Don't buy like 10 tarot books and then overwhelm yourself. The really cool thing I also think with tarot is that you can find books that are specific areas of the study of this, you know, the tarot sphere. So you can start looking at, maybe you want to look particularly at the way that the Kabbalah, whether rightly or wrongly, appropriatively or not appropriatively. I do have some issues with I've never really been into wanting to learn the Kabbalah with the tarot anyway, but there's some discussion to be had around that with regards to, again, appropriation, or misappropriation. This is so cute, the dinosaur riding the dinosaur and like lovingly holding. Or you could find books about becoming a professional tarot reader, books about how herbalism ties in with plants. There's a book currently coming out soon, or has recently been released, that is to do with that, which I really want. You can find books just about reading the court cards. You can find tarot books about different styles of reading, like the open reading, Marseille. You can find books about tarot questions. Actually, that's a really good point. I ordered for my tarot practicing for me the other day, like, I've been really struggling to come up with questions lately. My brain fog is so bad. So I literally just ordered 2,000 tarot practice questions. And that, like, some people might seem it's a waste of money, but I'm like, you know what? I just want some tarot questions, and I really struggle sometimes to come up with different or interesting ones. So I'm going to use this. I will let you know if it's any good. That was the one that seemed to come up as in the like Rex as being a good one. So, but yeah, what I'm saying is you can like find little pockets of tarot and research, and can research about the history of tarot. You can research about the life of Pamela Coleman Smith. I mean, we literally can spend a lifetime just learning about tarot. Goodness knows I struggle to cram all the things that I want to do in with just tarot, let alone, practicing my craft, or developing and evolving my craft, herbalism. Something's going to have to give at some point. I'm going to have to like put something on the back burner, because I'm sort of not deeply touching on a number of things that I would like to, because I just don't have the time or the energy. Something's got to give. But yeah, so I've met people that are like, oh, I've only got this one book, and I only have one book about. Even people that I really rate as readers and really like, think are really great people, they'll be like, oh, I've only got like this one book about tarot, one book about runes, one book about Lenormand, and I'm like, I don't know, I couldn't do that anyway, because that's not how my brain's wired, but I do think it benefits you to read different perspectives on a system, or about a practice, or anything, right? Like, only having one book makes me think of some people that live their lives by one book, and then insist everyone else who doesn't live their life by one book are wrong. And I would say read widely. Being well and widely read is a good thing, and to question it, right? This is such a fucking long-winded way of saying, we're in the coins, by the way, I'm just fucking going for it. I'm not even commenting on the cards. I was supposed to be looking at the cards and seeing what my feelings are about it, and I'm just waffling. Anyway. Long-winded way of saying, if you want to learn tarot, start small, but don't stop there. But at the same time, don't buy so many. We're into the bones now. So hang on, the roidy crinoid. What the fuck? Those are weird. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. This is a hot mess. Crinoids? I've never heard of crinoid in my life, but the ace rises from the waters like a great tree with branches. Oh no, hang on. No, I'm looking at the wrong thing. The crinoids. The suit of crinoids belong to the element of water. Here we see the great marine reptiles as graceful and playful as the whales and dolphins. I do like that each dinosaur is related, the type of dinosaur is related to the suit. So obviously we had winged dinosaurs for the suit of ferns, which are swords and air. And then we've got watery dinosaurs for the cups. But I don't know what a crinoid is. I'm just going to look this up because, oh my god. I'm going to do a really helpful video for people and film a walkthrough that crinoids. Crinoids, ooh! Crinoids are marine animals that make up the class Crinoidea. Crinoids that are attached to the sea bottom by a stalk in their adult form are commonly called sea lilies, while the unstalked forms are called feather stars or cornatulids, which are members of the largest crinoid order. So they're basically a kind of sea animal that looks like a flower, and they have like a cup shape. Okay, so let's just go back. Fucking hell, what a hot mess this is. I apologise. So let me just go back because I'm filming, but I can't see myself. Also, the light changed when I started filming. I had really good light, and now it's all like, it's gone dark and cloudy, so the light is bad. But can you see how it's attached to the sea floor there, and yeah, it looks like a cup, which makes sense. We've got sea-based, water-based dinosaurs. Yeah, this is going to be a long video. Maybe I should just do a top-down walkthrough for people to see. Do you know what? If you want to see a much better walkthrough than this, I will link Saturnarium's video down below because she did a much better job. I'm just saying. I did point some people to her video who were asking for a walkthrough. But yeah, but some people were asking me to do one anyway. So here we are. You asked for it, it's your own fucking fault. We now have the suit of bones, which are going to be ones. Oh my god, what was my point? Yeah, so don't overwhelm yourself with too many books to start off with. I mean, by all means, buy 10 decks and read them one at a time. 10 books and read them one at a time, maybe. But I'm the kind of person that buys 10 books and then doesn't know which one to read. So then I start reading all of them, and then it becomes a big, like, I don't know, stressful thing. I can usually have several different books on the go. But, like, to have, like, 10 tarot books on the go is probably a bit much for my brain. But yeah, I don't know what my point was. My point is, question the information, read more than one tarot book, like read at least 3, and if something tickles your pickle, then, you know, if you're like, oh, I really want to dig into the quartz, or I really want to dig into like numerology with the tarot, then you can read around it. And you don't even have to read a tarot book based on numerology. You can just read a numerology book and apply it to the numbers of the tarot, couldn't you, right? So yeah, it's that, like, when people go, there's no like Witchcraft 201 books. There are more now, I think, but you know, like most of us that have been practicing for a while are just like, that's because you just find what you're really interested in and then you buy books about that. And I'd argue you don't even have to read books about witchcraft. You should be reading books, or should. There's no should. Shouldn't be shoulding. No shoulds. It's good to, it's helpful to read about, you know, your local folklore if you're into like folk witchcraft and trad witchcraft. Read about, you know, philosophy. Read about psychology. Read about history. These are all things that will aid you in your witchy practice, and the same goes kind of for tarot, right? Oh my goodness, we have, I love the dinosaurs riding the dinosaurs. Oh, this is so cute. The colours are lovely in this. They're sort of bright but muted. I know that's an oxymoron, but the dinosaur bones are all broken. Oh no, there's fire. Is he on the volcano? Theirs isn't broken. Anyway, so that's the main deck. I'm definitely going to have to put chapters into this, although I've waffled nonsense all the way through it, so it is what it is. I cannot be asked to start this all over again and like properly, like, I'll properly look at the cards after I found it. Let's be okay. So these are the extra cards, which makes it a Minchiati. So I'm just gonna, we'll do it a bit more proper like now. Bit more proper job. Right, let's have a look. We've got the extra cards. The extra cards that I added to the deck during the Kickstarter campaign expand the standard Marseille deck into a contemporary type known as the Minchiati. Known versions include the Minchiati Etruria and the Minchiati Fiorentina. They include a variable number of extras on philosophical, alchemical, and astrological themes. My version expands the set of the classical planets. The moon and the sun were classified as planets. Yeah, we had 7 classical planets to start with the moon and the sun included. Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto had not been discovered at that point. Some people in magic will use the 10 now, like planets of our solar system, and some people, there's this argument about whether Pluto is a planet or not, and some people will still use the classical 7 planet. Obviously, you know, our moon is a satellite and the sun is a star, but you know, they didn't really know that back then. Anyway, yeah. My version expands the set of the classical planets. The moon and the sun were classified as planets or wandering stars in the 16th century. The virtues, in addition to the familiar temperance, fortitude, and justice, and adds the ages of seasons. Childhood is spring, youth is summer, maturity is autumn, and old age is winter. And the 4 humours, which is actually something that I learned about studying herbalism. Which is something that used to get used, and some people still use the humours. I think they're a bit dodged, to be honest. The 4 humours are so central to the worldview of medieval and Renaissance times. And lastly, the happy squirrel, a modern innovation that has become of late, in its quirky way, a part of the continuing tarot story. And I'd agree with that, because it evolves, right? You can of course read without it if you feel it does too much injury to the dignity of the system. So we've got the planets, and we will start. So this is clearly Mercury with Mars. Hang on. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting mixed up. 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay, so we've got Mars, which makes sense, right? Because actually they've got a spear and they've got the sign of Mars on their shield. It would help if I actually had looked at the card before just looking at the. I was looking at the top and not there. Anyway, doesn't matter. So we have Mars. I was thinking of it in order of our solar system as well. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Pluto. Earth, Mars. What? Mercury, Venus, Earth. Mercury, Venus. Venus, Earth, Mars. I can't remember. There was a song that I learned when I was younger, when I went to the London Planetarium, that helps me remember the planets, but I've of course forgotten it because my memory has left me. So Mercury, and here look at the dinosaur necks wrapping around the tree to give us our I always get mixed up the caduceus and the rod of Asclepius. I cannot remember words today. The drugs are strong and they help with the pain, but my god, do they add on my brain? Oh, that right. So we have the planets here of Jupiter. Look at him gathering the lightning rods, or the sun rays. We have Venus holding the mirror. Beauty, Venusian vibes here, with the flower of wreath around their head and their little string of pearls. Love it. We have Saturn, and Saturn is so Jupiter is quite expansive, right? We've got Jupiter, we've got a scythe. Hang on. No, Saturn, right? Hang on, why did Venus come? Venus is... I'm confused. Venus is meant to be the book. They're printed the wrong way in the book, I think. Yeah, they're printed the wrong way in the book, so I was getting confused. So here we have Saturn, and then we have Venus. They're numbered, even that's the way they're numbered. Okay, then we have the virtues. We have prudence. They're like, why are you bothering to like strangle this poor other snaky dinosaur when there's a volcano erupting? Get your priorities right. We have faith. We have hope. Oh. We have Charity. Oh, cute. We have the seasons of life now. So we have a spring or infancy. So we have a little dinosaur coming out of its egg. We have summer, which is youth. I don't even know if that red dinosaur was posturing or is looking for a fight, but either way I really like it. We have autumn, which is maturity. I think, am I in the autumn of my life? I think I'm in the autumn of my life at this point. And then we have old age, winter, old age. Oh no, they're cold. Oh, their little face. Oh. Okay, and then we have the humours. So we have sanguine. Sanguine. And these are all the titles in French, but then we have the translation here in the book. Thank fuck for this book, because I would be so confused with this deck. We have the phlegmatic, which is that sort of wet and cool, from what I remember, I think. And then sanguine is warm and wet, I think, because of blood. I can't remember. Melancholic, I think, is cold and dry. Melancholy. And then we have choleric, which I think is hot and dry. Hot-headed, very quick teaser too. Yeah, there's yellow bile. Yeah, I think. I don't know, I might be wrong on those. And then finally, the happy squirrel! Well, as the meteor comes rushing down to wipe out the dinosaurs. So that is my, whatever the fuck that was, walkthrough of Les Dinosaures de Marseille by Anastasia Kashian, who is based in Wales, I believe. Wales. Did I say she's English? Well, I don't know, I meant to say Welsh, based in Wales. Because Wales often gets ignored, and Wales is an important part of our isle. So yeah, it's a chunky monkey. I completely failed to look properly at the cards as I was showing them, to comment on them, because my brain just went on, or whatever that was about learning tarot and books. I don't know. And then there are those people that are like, I've never read a tarot book in my life. I just read intuitively. I'm like, right, fine, you do you, boo. But like when people who like offer professional readings and they say they've never read a tarot book in their life and only read intuitively, I'm like, I don't want you to read for me. Like, maybe there's I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't trust anyone that like, it's not like they're performing surgery. Like you wouldn't trust a surgeon who says, I've read a book about surgery, or I've never, I don't know I'm just going on another tangent. Basically, clearly I'm throwing shade at people that read professionally but have only ever read intuitively. I don't know. I don't think that should be a controversial opinion though, right? Like if you want to get a reading from someone like that, that is fine. But I'm just like, why? Like, why are you opposed to actually learning something? You can then read intuitively afterwards. Like, I feel like most of us have read partially through learned and partially through intuitive. And I think that's when you actually get your best readings, because it's a combination. It's a bit of both. But like just relying on book learning or just relying on intuitive, let me be clear. I think just relying on book learning is not good either. But, when people like readers and they like really stick, they're like, well, it has to mean this because this is what the book says. And it's like, I think you need to like go a bit deeper with that. I don't know. Anyway, this is getting so long and I am just absolutely waffling at you. I need to go. It's lunchtime. No wonder I'm hungry. I'm going to go make myself some food. I hope you are well. I kind of apologise for whatever this was. I'm going to make myself some lunch and then I'm going to actually properly look through this deck. If you made it to now, to the end, I feel like you deserve a medal. Well done, you. Take care of yourself. I really appreciate you watching this video. And I will see you. I'm just sorry, I'm laughing because I'm like, this, do I even put this up? I'm not even going to edit it. I'm just going to put my intro and outro on and just see what happens. Yeah, I really do appreciate you being here to watch my videos. The serious-ish ones, the not so serious ones, serious-ish ones, the fun ones, and the whatever the fuck this was. I really do appreciate you. But yeah, I hope that you are well. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao.